to Mpangeni the next day. I agreed to go with him because I was planning to visit Minister Mkhunu the next day, who is also based in Mpangeni.
That's correct, Chair.
So was that just a coincidence that you had planned to go to Mpangeni to visit Minister Mkhunu when Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi also indicated that he would want to meet Minister Mkhunu?
Chair, in the context of this, it was not that the next day I had a planned appointment with Minister Mkhunu. When General Mkhwanazi wanted me to accompany him to Mpangeni area, then I just started that, oh, there's a person there that I was planning at one stage. It's been a while. Go and see him. So if you want me to go there with you, let's rather pass by and I want to greet the minister, of which General had no problem, and if also the minister had no problem.
Can you tell us why Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi would want to meet the Minister of Water and Sanitation?
General Mkhwanazi has never wanted to meet the minister. We were going to Mpangeni area as friends, two of us, to do our things. Then while we were in Mpangeni, I said, let's go past. I checked, the minister is around. Let's go past and greet him. That's how General Mkhwanazi has never even said he wants to meet the minister. It was just that we are now at Mpangeni, then it clicked my mind that the minister's house is at Mpangeni, and it's been a while, I never even meet him. Then I said, no, let's go past there. And fortunately, the minister had no problem as well. Then we passed.
And you say at paragraph 33, in the middle of that paragraph, I went with Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi to Mpangeni to attend to his errands.
That's correct, Chair.
As he had asked me, and we also stopped by at Minister Mkhunu's house when you introduced him to Minister Mkhunu.
That's correct, Chair.
What were those errands that you referred to?
Chair, I wrote it deliberately like this because it was personal stuff of General Mkhwanazi, where I was accompanied. General Mkhwanazi was a very close friend of mine. I think it's safe to say it was a boys' trip. Safe to say like that. Otherwise, me and him will get into trouble. Because I believe his wife and my wife are watching here. So I don't want to delve much.
So you can't tell us much more, is it personal?
Yeah, no, it was very personal. Things that we do with him are sometimes very personal.
So wasn't Minister Mkhunu curious that the two of you're on a boys' trip, what are you doing coming to visit him?
He did not even ask, what are you doing here? He did not even know we were there, we were in Mpangeni for what.
Describe to us your relationship with Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi. It seems to be, I can't hear.
Honorable members, a boys' trip is a boys' trip. Yes. So let's keep it straight and simple.
Boys' trip.
That is what Mr. Ngabinde is saying. That let's just keep it straight and simple. May we proceed as.
Yeah. We agree.
So, Mr. Ngabinde, I was asking you your relationship your relationship with General Mkhwanazi, and in light of what you said about being a boys' trip, it seems to be quite an intimate relationship, and you're nodding.
Very, very.
So describe to us that relationship that you had with him.
Chair, I can just give some few examples why I'm saying General Mkhwanazi is a very close friend of mine, which I even disclosed to the minister, that KZNPC is my friend. I can just give a few examples. First example, it's already on the table. He assisted me even to find a job while I was not employed. That's the first thing. Second part, General Mkhwanazi had a bereavement at his home in Pietermaritzburg, a death in his family. I flew down to KZN to support him. So when I arrived, General Mkhwanazi drove with me in my car during that funeral processes to the hall, to the funeral service, to the cemetery, just two of us, whereby a lot of police management, they were also there to support him. He even left his driver and he drove with me in my car, just two of us. As a result, even other police were saying, "Hey, are you close to this man?" I said, "Yeah, no, this is my bro." Then, so you will understand, Chair. I'm at your funeral, and people supporting you, but you are driving in my car, just two of us. You're having a driver, you're having bodyguards, and you even left them. That no, I'll drive with Cedric. So that's a sign of how we close. And a second example, just to show how close we are. General Mkhwanazi wanted to build a house in his homestead at Impendle, KZN. He came to me to help him to design that house. We designed that house for him. So a private home with the security features, you can only design that thing with a person very close to you. And over and above that, the architecture to draw a design and a plan of that house, I'm the one who recommended. He used my architect to design that house. So I'm trying to show that, and there's a person who come often to my house, knows my family. I go to his house, I know his family. He come and visit me in my house, I go, we eat in one plate together. So it's a very close. There are things me and him, we go to the grave with. The way we are so close. Things that when he was doing a media briefing, when he was testifying in the Madlanga Commission, when he testified here, he never mentioned it himself. So we are very close.
So you describe your relationship with Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi as very close.
That's correct.
Your relationship with Minister Nkunu seems not to have been anywhere near as close or intimate as it was with Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi.
That's correct.
So because he told us that he was surprised, even shocked, at your appointment as Chief of Staff, because according to him, you're not qualified for the job. He doesn't understand how you could have been appointed. And to a level which was effectively a level of a Chief Director.
Chair, I heard him saying that. Firstly, what came to my mind is that my friend is angry that I recorded him. He's angry at me because a friend of mine, he assisted me to find a job. He would not do so without even knowing my qualification. He had to get my qualification, get my CV. We even laughed, me and him, that we've got a same qualification. I'm having a BTech degree, Mkhwanazi is having a BTech degree. We're having a same degree. We even laughed about it, that you are the PC, I've got the same degree like yours. So I think what I concluded is that, no, he's angry, that I recorded him, so he had to just say anything that will taint my image on that. But I appreciated that he only said that. His anger was very controlled.
There are things.
So you can't have a person find you a job and he come and say he does not know your qualification. How can you find someone a job without knowing his qualification?
Well,
So he was just angry. But we're still going to talk about that with him.
Yeah, the impression was also created by him that then he found you a job as a security guard, and you've now described something different.
No, he never said as a security guard. He said that a security,
It's a security
company.
firm, yes.
Yes. Where in the security firm there are different divisions.
Yeah.
He knows there I was responsible and heading a forensic. Because my duty, my qualification is investigation. So they even employed me based on that.
Yes.
That they wanted me to head their forensics.
Let's take Honorable Ngola.
Chair, thanks. Chair, was seated with an evidence here by our primary witness that alleges a lot of things against the witness in front of us. Now, we're offering the witness an ad alteram partem rule, but he seems to not be utilizing it because he speaks about, I'm glad that he only ended there. He controlled his anger, insinuating that there are things that General Mkhwanazi could have said, which are some things that are known between them. So I think it will be fair for both the inquisitorial process and the witness for him to detail as much as he can whatever he wants the committee to know, so that it informs the findings of the committee. Thank you very much.
Did you hear what the honorable member is saying, Mr. Nkabinde?
That's correct, Chair.
Are you prepared to go beyond what you have said?
No, I'm not prepared. Like how he did, I'll follow suit.
Yeah. No, Honorable Ngola, if you listen to his earlier statement, he says the audience is too wide. And so he wants to keep it at that.
Chair, if I can just make example, I don't want to delve much into personal things, but where even General Mkhwanazi found me a job, his daughter is working there. So there are so much personal things between me and him. So I don't want to get into more personal stuff, me and him, because he also did not. So I don't want to come here like, he is still my friend. After all this thing, we're going to still sit down and say, yeah, when.
Hey, when be careful, you know, I can record the conversation.
Yeah, if you fight with my minister, leave me alone.
SC, let's proceed.
Honorable Chair.
You'll say them in the deathbed.
No, we're cruising nicely. SC, may we proceed?
This is, I think, he also delivered it in
Honorable Malimo.
Chair, I'm not sure because I remember I'm struggling with this thing. I remember General Mkhwanazi said Nkabinde said he wants to introduce him to the minister, and that trip was for that purpose alone. And now Nkabinde is saying something different. Was General Mkhwanazi lying when he said you initiated the trip and said you wanted him to meet the minister? I even said to the minister, I suspect Nkabinde said the same thing to you, that he wants you to meet Mkhwanazi, and he said to Mkhwanazi, I want you to meet the minister. He was playing you guys. So was he lying when he said you initiated a trip to go, specifically to go and see the minister?
Thank you, Chair. I heard what General Mkhwanazi is saying, but for me it was easily to understand. He was avoiding errands. He was not telling the truth. But I concluded that no, maybe you will probe him and talk about his errands.
Are you satisfied, Honorable Member? Okay. SC, are you ready to proceed?
As a result, Chair, he is the one who came to fetch me at my house with his car to go.
On a boys' trip?
Sorry, sir?
On a boys'
Yes,
trip.
he's the one who came to my house and fetched me with his car, with his petrol.
SC?
To run an errand.
Yes, to show that who's
Go to the shop.
to show who's accompanying who.
Okay, if it's personal, then I'm not going to pursue that. It might be pursued when the honourable members ask you further questions. I was trying to follow a chronology that now in you visit, you very close friends with Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi, you only occasionally, very occasionally speak to the minister or to Minister Mkhunu. How does it then happen that you end up being appointed as the Chief of Staff? We know from the Public Service Act and the regulations which are referenced when Minister Mkhunu was giving his evidence, as a minister he's not obliged to advertise the post, so it's an internal process. You're not in the public service. How do you get to know that there is such a post? Who asks you to submit an application for the post, for the job, and what these qualifications are?
Thank you, Chair. As I've alluded in my previous paragraphs that I knew Minister Mkhunu from 2017, and I knew him even when he was a minister of DPSA. Knowing him, we've never even talked about any employment. I knew him as a minister of water and sanitation. And while he's also there, we've never talked. I even never asked him for an appointment, an employment. DPSA, Minister Mkhunu is having his own chief of staff, which I believe he moved with his chief of staff to water and sanitation. He's having his chief of staff. And I was not even expecting, because I was having a sense that most of the principals, including himself, they move with their chief of staff to all the portfolios. I was also surprised when he called me. He said, "You saw I was appointed as a Minister of Police. I'm thinking of getting a chief of staff who at least understand the environment." If you are interested, please go and submit your CV and apply. So what was it. I was not even expecting it. That's how it happened. I submitted as a nominated candidate. Then I've written 3 competency assessments. I submitted my pre-screening, my fingerprint, everything. The minimum requirement to be a chief director is an NQF7, which is a degree according to the DPSA guidelines, and a minimum of 5 years experience at a managerial level, of which all those qualification and experience I do have. I qualified. Then I availed myself, waiting for the outcome of HR processes, of which they then found me suitable. Then I was appointed.
And he was appointed in July of 2024, and you were appointed on the 1st of August 2024.
Yes, during July, it was all these HR processes, not for only myself and for other positions in his office.
Were you interviewed with other applicants?
No, he nominated only me.
So he nominated you?
He nominated me, yes. Then for HR to do all the processes for suitability, if the person nominated is suitable. And according to the guidelines on page, Chair, my annexed chair of CMN1.
Yes.
You will see that the 3rd page, Employment Management Circular 47 of 2024. It's got a log of DPSA. It's on the reverse page. It's on the reverse page of 2nd page. Then we'll go to the 3rd page. And in that circular, Chair, 6.4.
Yes.
Here, the DPSA guidelines is specific as to what the HR process needs to be followed. It's having a nominated official in terms of DPSA. A nominated official should complete a Z83 form, which in this case, SAPS is having a prescribed form for senior management post, which I completed. B, Nukela certificates. You must have been completed and successfully be in possession of Nukela certificate, which Nukela certificate is here in the bundle. This one.
Yeah, and I think we can
so
see
this
that.
is one, then certificate
and you complied
of
with all
yes,
those, all
yes,
those.
I complied with all this, is it A to F? And in the E, if you look in the E, the position of director, inherent qualification is NQF7. Experience is 5 years of experience at the MIGLI managerial. The chief director, which is my post, inherent qualification is NQF7, experience 5 years experience at a senior managerial level. So I've qualified I met all this requirement in terms of DPSA Chair.
Chair, shall we adjourn for a short hour?
I reconsidered. I understood that it will be a marathon if we run from 9 to 1 without a break. It will be extremely unfair on every one of us. So let's take the question from Honorable Sangoni before we break for 15 minutes.
Sorry, SC, I thought you were leaving this issue. I'm not sure if you're still on the subject, because I just wanted to...
Sorry, Honorable Chair Sangoni.
No. I'm saying that I wanted to just clarify something if you are going to be leaving this matter of the appointment process.
Yes, I was, the appointment process I was not going to, I was going to pursue some other angle, but if there's any, in relation to the formal requirements.
Yeah. No. I wanted to check, Mr. Ngabinde, you said that you were the only nominated official, right, for the position of Chief Director, which is how I understand it works as well. But Minister Mchunu said he nominated a number of you. He was even prepared to give us a list. There was a panel. You were interviewed. Was Minister Mchunu being generous with a truth that does not exist there?
Chairperson, my understanding, Minister Mchunu nominated several people in several positions. All the positions in his private office, he's the one who nominated. He nominated.
Sorry, Mr. Ngabinde, I normally don't interject. That's not what he said, because we only spoke about Chief of Staff. He said he nominated a number of people and there was a panel, because we even asked him who was in the panel because we wanted to get a sense of who interviewed you. So Minister Mchunu did not tell us the truth in that regard. Am I right?
No, he only nominated me. When I was listening that, I just thought he's speaking about the list of people that he nominated. And then I also understood when he talks about interviews and all, because I know he does not even get involved in those things. Maybe he talks about the normal recruitment process, because he does not even know who is even dealing with those things until he receives a report back that is this person fine, no criminal record, is he qualified, then they advise him.
Can for the record...
just before, so you did not go through interview sessions?
Chair, as I was reading these guidelines, in these guidelines, there is nowhere we nominated people, they go for interviews. The HR, they were just following the guidelines of DPSA. We nominated people, they don't go.
Mr. Ngabinde, did you go through interview sessions?
No, there was no interview, Chair.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Just to end on that, can I, Honourable Chair, just concur with the recollection of Honourable Sangoni that Minister Mchunu mentioned that there was a panel, there was an interview process. Although it was all internal, you were recommended and he supported it because in terms of the Act and the regulation, he has an absolute discretion, and that's how the process unfolded.
Yes, Chair. Hence, my comment on that is that one, he nominated several people, but in various positions. And two, he does not get involved in those HR processes. I will assume that he was talking about a generic HR process. He think this must have been done, because he does not get involved in that process. But there was no interviews in all of us.